I'm tracking two storms threatening land, and they both could hit land in similar time frames, so we have dual storms. I'll break down the forecast models to show you the potential intensity of these systems and the satellite imagery to show you their organization and how they have been developing since I've done my last video. I'll break this down exclusively on TBS Cyclone. Happy Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Invest 90B currently has 35 mile an hour sustained winds and a medium chance of development in the next 24 hours. There's about a 50-50 chance of development right now. I think it might actually end up developing. However, staying east of Sri Lanka, I will show you the forecast models in a moment. Tropical cyclone Jenna has weakened significantly since I've last done my videos. It previously peaked at 105 miles an hour and is weakening. It is probably less than 60 miles an hour by now. Will have dissipated by the time I do my video by tomorrow. I'm not going to go over that system much. There's just nothing much with that. Invest 92P currently has 35 mile an hour sustained winds and a medium chance of development in the next 24 hours. I do expect this to develop. This one could actually be a bit dangerous as we go into this weekend. Forecast models, starting with Google AI, they show, starting with this Australian system, they show it developing right around Thursday into Friday, so tomorrow into Friday. And then they show it as it moves toward Australia, 53 knots, about 65 miles an hour as it hits Australia. So we could get close to Category 1 equivalent hurricane status. And then this other storm east of Sri Lanka, the Google AI shows this staying east of Sri Lanka and staying pretty weak, maybe about a tropical storm, maybe not even intensifying into a tropical storm. One of their model branches actually shows that happening. And not many of their model branches actually even show it developing. And this could very easily be the first Northern Hemisphere tropical cyclone of 2026. Last year, it took till May to see our first Northern Hemisphere storm, which was actually very late. The regular forecast models, not AI. This one is physics-based. It just runs a bunch of math calculations. However, these ones aren't actually as accurate as the Google AI or other AI models. Starting with the European forecast model, however, they do show the storm intensifying into a tropical storm and then taking a very similar path to what the Google AI forecast model is saying. So that could be what ends up happening. And with the GFS model, they show this developing again around Thursday, Friday-ish. It won't be long before this develops. And then they actually show it getting almost Category 1 equivalent status, about 75, 80 miles an hour, something like that. So it could be that strong. This little land right here where it kind of just sticks out, there isn't really much there's Mackay and then Rockhampton down here, but really like the direct little part, there isn't much here. Australia is pretty sparsely populated until you get down to Sydney, Melbourne, and that's in southern Australia. Tropical cyclones do not hit there very often, if at all. And then the Indian Ocean storm in the North Indian Ocean, if I can find it right here. Starting with the GFS, they show the storm, really reaching its most developed part until now, and then actually making kind of a landfall in Sri Lanka. I'm not totally confident the storm will develop now that I think of it. Looking at these latest model runs, it's possible that this doesn't even develop at all. However, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is still giving it a medium chance of development within the next 24 hours. The satellite imagery, the deeper satellite imagery than the ones we've just looked at, that is Jenna. Let me show you the latest on 92S and 90B. This is not updated. I need to update that really quick. So 90B, this is the North Indian Ocean one. They actually kind of show this maybe getting its act together a little bit. You see that counterclockwise flow, typical with Northern Hemisphere storms. In fact, every Northern Hemisphere storm has a counterclockwise flow. This storm, actually, I did look at the latest. There is something weird going on here. There is a little counterclockwise flow in the storm over here. This is a low-level circulation, and this is a southern hemisphere storm. This is really weird, and I don't really know what's going on. But as you can see, if in the broader picture, there is a broad clockwise rotation, which is what southern hemisphere tropical cyclones have. So, and even in the regular satellite imagery, this, even if we turn wind on, this is starting to become more organized. You see that clockwise circulation. So I'll be monitoring this closely. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and see ya.